Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv and welcome to episode 3 and that is all about the attackers in this summer transfer video. So, we've done if you've not seen them, we've done the left back. That was a position I particularly thought we needed maybe some improvement in. We then went on to the midfielders, and today is all about the attackers, strikers, those type of players. Now, as usual, I'll keep continuity. I looked at 442 and Football Critic for ratings and who they thought just recently are the top 10 strikers or attackers in world football. Now, some of them I haven't included. There's people like Edison Cavani in there. He's not coming to Manchester City because of his age and everything else, so that's not going to happen. But I did select a few to talk about. Some of them, I'm not too sure whether they would actually come to City or whether City would actually be interested in them. But I'll go through them. Now, let's see who we're going to start off first. And the first one is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Well, Calvert-Lewin is 24 years of age. And on Transfer Market, which is the where we're going with the figures, he's valued at £40.5 million. Now, nobody is going to pay £40.5 million for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Being English in particular, it just isn't happening. So it cost a hell of a lot more than that. Now, looking at last season, 39 games, 21 goals, 4 assists. I mean, they're decent. They are really, really good figures for a young striker at Everton. Would Everton want to get rid of him? Probably not. But if the offer came in, I don't know, a 60 or 70 million pounds, maybe, and that might be cheap in this market, maybe. But he's under contract until 2025. So, you know, he's got 4 years, just last year signed a new 5-year deal. So that comes into consideration as well. Is he good enough to play for Manchester City? Maybe. I do like him. 39 games, 21 goals, 4 assists. Football Critic give him a rating of 82. So he is right at the bottom of this list of strikers in world football. But he is English. Got loads of talent. We've seen him play against us and was very good against Manchester City. But I'm not too sure. I'm really not. Moving on to the next one and what we're going to talk about here. Is somebody who's always mentioned. It's all over Twitter. It's always in the comments when we do live vlogs, and that is Andre Silva. Well, obviously at Eintracht Frankfurt. He's 25 years of age, so again, very young for a striker. Now, when we look at Transfer Market's value of him, they value him at 40.5 million, so exactly the same as Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His stats are seriously impressive. In all competitions last year, 34 games, 29 goals, 10 assists as well. So that assist is massive compared to Dominic Calvert-Lewin's. Got a contract until 2023. So that, when you look at it, that's only a couple of years away. So it's not like he's got a 4-year contract still to run. He's only got a couple of years left on it. Football Critic give him a rating of 95, which is right up there as one of the best top 10 strikers in Europe at this moment in time. Very, very good player. Can I see him at City? Maybe. You know, his stats, 34 games, 29 goals, 10 assists are right up there, especially in the Bundesliga. I don't know, but I definitely think he is an option if City, if the rumours are true, spend 88 million quid, 90 million quid for Jack Grealish. Would they really then seriously look at 120 million quid for Harry Kane on top of that? Maybe Andre Silva is an option that maybe even allows us to buy a left back as well without breaking the bank too much. And obviously, FFP rules. So Andre Silva, I'll give you my ratings at the end. On to the next one, which is Ciro Immobile. The problem with this guy is he's 31 years of age, so he's not in the what I would consider paying big money for. Now, transfer market give him a value of 34.2 million. It would cost more than that. He is contracted to Lazio till 2025. Last season, 41 games in all competitions, 25 goals, 8 assists. So great figures. I mean, really, really good figures. Even though Serie A isn't the best, we've seen him. He's played well for Italy lately in the Euros. Football Critic, sorry, not Transfer Market. Football Critic give him a rating of 87. So he's on the lower end of some of the other players. Can I see it happening? Somebody like him coming to City? Not really. Not for me. I think that's one we'll definitely just skip forward onto the next player. And this is somebody who has been rumoured to Manchester City in recent weeks. Whether this will happen or not, whether you guys would like him here, but he's certainly playing well for Belgium and has had a good season for Inter Milan, and that is Romelu Lukaku. Now, he's 28, so he's in the sort of Harry Kane bracket of age range. Now, is he probably a couple of years too late? Which with Harry Kane, I've got that with him. Or is he coming into his own now at 28, 29, 30? We'll look at other players who are older, who over the last 3 years have definitely upped their game. Now, Romelu Lukaku for Inter Milan, last season, all competitions, 44 games, 30 goals, 10 assists. I mean, they're significant numbers. Really, really good numbers. Transfer market volume at £90 million. He's probably going to cost more than 90 million, if I'm being honest. But you can see now the difference when I think Jack Grealish was valued around about 40 million. And now we're already seeing rumours of 88 million. So I can't imagine doubling that to 180, but I think he would definitely be in the £140 million bracket somewhere along the line if let's say a Real Madrid or a Barcelona wanted to snap up a striker. 28, so he is in there. He's contracted to Inter Milan until 2024. Football Critic rate him at 90. Okay, so he's not the highest. He's not even nowhere near 95 that Andre Silva is, but he is in the higher end of the ratings. Maybe. It's a maybe from me, but I still think maybe Kane is slightly ahead of him because he's English. But I don't know. He's had a good season. Very, very good. He's had a good couple of seasons. Played well for Belgium, as we've seen as well, which moves us on to the nemesis, the one that everyone talks about, and that is Erling Haaland. Well, as we know, Erling Haaland for Dortmund, he'll be 21 in July. So his age is irrelevant. It really is, because he's such a young kid and has got years ahead of him to improve. Transfer market give him a value of 117 million, which is the highest out of any of these players we're going to talk about. Probably the highest in world football, unless you put a Messi in there or Ronaldo. So in the transfer target era, 117 million is seriously high. No way in a million years can I see him going for 117 million, not this season in particular. I think you're looking at 150 million plus to get Haaland this particular season. Now, 41 games in all competitions, 41 goals, 12 assists. I mean, those stats are outstanding, absolutely outstanding. But we have seen him play against City. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad, but he was average, let's say, over those 2 games in the Champions League. But for such a young kid, 20 years of age, currently 41 games, 41 goals, 12 assists. I mean, it's massive stats, those. Football Critic give him a rating of 93. So, it's still there. I've got a real nagging feeling that, or maybe I won't say it now. Maybe I'll say it at the end. But anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is obviously Harry Kane. Now, got off the mark for England last night. Wasn't great against the Germans, but got his goal. Got a typical sort of Harry Kane header. Good ball in from Jack Grealish. So maybe those two might link up with City for next season. Now, as it stands at the moment, he's going to be 28 in July. So he's a similar age to Lukaku as well. £108 million transfer market value, Matt. And I think that's probably one of the most realistic valuations for me. I wouldn't say he's worth another 40, 50 million on top of that, like you would do if it was Erling Haaland or even a Romelu Lukaku. I think he would be 130, 140 million. I think Kane is around about the 110, 120 maximum for me. So 49 games in all competitions. This is somebody that people claim, oh yeah, but he's always injured. 49 games, 33 goals, 17 assists. So he assists. I think, yes, out of all these players I'm talking about, he's got the highest assists by some distance. He's got 5 more than Erling Haaland, but Erling Haaland's got some more goals, but he has played more games as well. So 108 million, Harry Kane, will it happen? I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. I think if he goes on to have an absolutely amazing Euros and England get to a final or win it, those type of things, I think that might put his price bracket out of reach for City. I don't think they'll pay 150 because if he wins, if he lifts the Euro 2020-2021 tournament cup, I think you can add another 20, 30 million on top of it. And there'll be other teams out there, like to Madrid and others, that will pay that type of money. I can't see City going that far for Harry Kane. Not at, he's going to be 28 in the coming weeks. So Football Critic gave him a rating of 89. So he's not even up there in close to the likes of an Andre Silva in their eyes anyway. But the last one, long shot. A massive long shot, but I had to include it because he was in there and there has been a few rumours going around about it, and that is obviously Robert Lewandowski. Now, he's going to be 33 in August, so he is not in that bracket of age range that we would normally go for. However, he's like a fine wine. He has just got better with age. Absolutely improved. The last 3 seasons, he's just got better and better and better. Now, I'm sure Munich would not want to sell him, probably might want to keep him for another year or two. But transfer market value at £54 million. I think he possibly, if he went on a free maybe in the future, but yeah, maybe around about 50 million if he's got a year or so left on his contract. Now, look at his stats. 40 games in all competitions, 48 goals, 9 assists. 40 games, 48 goals. I mean, goes to show you we're all raving about Erling Haaland. 41 games, 41 goals, 12 assists. I mean, they're brilliant figures for such a young kid. Lewandowski, 40 games, 48 goals. How often do you ever see strikers scoring more goals than the games that they play? It is quite rare. I mean, we've seen Messi do it and Ronaldo and things. I mean, they're world superstars, exceptional players. But he's as fit as a fiddle. He's all right. He's been injured just in the Euros lately, but he generally plays quite a lot of games. Look what Edison Cavani did for Manchester United. Would it be worth bringing him to City for a cut price deal and maybe going for an Erling Haaland next season? I don't know. Football Critic give him the highest rating at 99. 99. And when you think Haaland's on 93, Lukaku's on 90, Andre Silva's on 95. I don't know. Pep's worked with him. He knows him. Could he be the surprise package this summer? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they might look at the Kane and go, not too sure we're going to pay that much money. Could we get a Lewandowski at City for a year or two, 18 months, 2 years? And maybe next season go in for Haaland because Dortmund will not sell him this summer, according to Dortmund. But as we know, money talks in all of these situations. So there you go. There, I've given you Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I've given you Andre Silva, Ciro Immobile, Romelu Lukaku, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, and Robert Lewandowski. What are your thoughts? Before I go, I will rate them like I normally do in this final episode. So, Dominic, can't say his name, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'm giving that a 4 out of 10. Can't see it happening, just simply can't. For me, Andre Silva, if I had to give it, I'd give that a 7 out of 10. His stats are brilliant. He wouldn't cost anywhere near a Haaland or Harry Kane. He's had a great season. He's only got a couple of years left on his contract. So I'd give that, if I was looking at it, not that this will happen, but I would give that as a good possibility that City might sniff around him. Immobile, 4 out of 10. Can't see that happening. Still got 4 years left on his contract. He's 31. Even though he's had a good season for Lazio, nah, not for me. Lukaku, I'd give that as a 6 out of 10. He's in the sort of right age range, potentially, or he's at the top end of your age range. Buying a new striker at 28, it probably his last big contract. Had a good season, 44 goals, 44 games, 30 goals, 10 assists. He's had a good season, but still got 3 years left on his contract. A 6 out of 10 for me for that one. Erling Haaland. Here you go. I'm going to give this one a 1 out of 10. I can't see it happening. I can't see Haaland moving this summer. I think the agent, Raiola, his dad, everything else, Dortmund don't want him to go. They're obviously looking at selling Jadon Sancho. I can't see them selling Sancho and Haaland in one season. It might happen. I just think the price would be phenomenal. And I don't think City, if City were going for Jack Grealish and we're going all in for a striker, yeah, I think this could be a real possibility, but I just don't. I can't see it happening. I just simply can't, in my opinion. I think they might wait until next year. If they may already have had talks, they may have gone to them and they've said no, he's going nowhere this season. But next season, there might be room for negotiation, and he might leave. But I don't know. I can't see it happening. I just can't. Not if the rumours are true about Jack Grealish. It leads me to Harry Kane. I still think this is a possible 6 out of 10. I do think that is dependent on what happens in this tournament. I think if England get knocked out against Ukraine and we come home empty-handed, I think it could be. It could be. I think it depends on what manager Tottenham get as well. Tottenham were to sign a really good manager that Harry Kane likes, he may deep down go, you know what? Give me the money. Show me the money. Jerry Maguire. And I'll stay. I'll stay till the end of my career. I'll sign another 5-year contract and I'll stay and that'll be it. But I think it all depends on who the manager is. I've seen managers come in that is liked, like Pochettino, get shipped on. You've seen Mourinho come in who you probably didn't like. And now we've got all of these rumours of interviewing one manager after another. I don't know. I think it's going to be a very up and down summer for him. And I think it all depends on how he does with the Euros. So I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10 as well, which leads me to Lewandowski. I don't know. It all depends on what happens. All depends on what happens with Harry Kane. Lewandowski, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I can't see Munich wanting to get rid of him. But for 30, 40 million for a couple of seasons, he's just super, super professional. He really is. Pep knows him. Pep might, if they go down the route of going, you know what, we need a make weight. We need something in there, a gap stopper for another year until we go all in for Haaland. That could be a possibility. I just can't see Munich wanting to get rid of him. Too good. 40 games, 48 goals. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal figures. So overall, looking at them, of course, I think Haaland would be the one if we could, but I can't see us spending all that money on, if it's true, Jack Grealish, and then spending a load of money on the left back if we do, and then spending another 120, 130 million, or even 150 if Kane has a really good tournament. I just can't see it. 250 million quid on 3 players. I can't. Not if Erling. They won't buy Kane. Well, if they buy Kane, they're not going to go in for Haaland next season if Haaland stays at Dortmund. So for me, I don't know. If I had to, I picked my highest one, and that is somebody who I think we could potentially go for. Pep may look at it, played in the Bundesliga, knows about him. He's had a great season, 34 games, 29 goals, 10 assists. He's 25 years of age. He's only got a couple of years left on his contract. They probably could negotiate with Eintracht Frankfurt for a decent deal, maybe even a player swap in there, maybe with maybe some of our younger players or fringe players, a Benjamin Mendy even, or someone like that, is Andre Silva. I gave that a 7 out of 10. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think really will happen in the summer? Like I said, you've got there Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Andre Silva, Immobile, Romelu Lukaku, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, and Robert Lewandowski. Give me your thoughts. Well, that brings us to the end of the summer transfer episodes. 3 of them, left back, midfielders, and attackers and strikers. What are your thoughts? Do we need a left back? Do we need another midfielder? Do we definitely need a striker? Or have we got enough with a false 9 and Gabby Jesus to get us through another season before the likes of maybe an Erling Haaland comes on the market? Or should we be looking at somebody else? Have I missed somebody? Like I said, I was only using 442's top 10 for all 3 episodes, but maybe there's somebody else out there that we missed. But anyway, take care and enjoy the video, and we will definitely be back with more transfer news as the silly season progresses. But take care, and we'll see you soon.